Guys, D23 has concluded and we got a whole bunch of news and updates that I am so excited for. But there were some huge titles that got no updates at all. And so today on Top 10 Nerd, I'm gonna go over the top 10 things that were missed at D23 Expo. Make sure to comment your thoughts and speculations and opinions down below just so we can talk about this, because there is a lot to go over here. On to number 10, Avengers the Kang Dynasty. Okay, so this is a bit of a cheat since this culminating Avengers movie was mentioned a few times at D23. We know Ant-Man Quantumania will lead directly up to Kang Dynasty on May 2nd, 2025, which makes sense given Jonathan Majors' roles in both films. The fifth Avengers film will presumably set up the endgame of the multiverse saga. Also, judging by the name, it will likely see Kang in charge of everything. On July 26, 2022, word broke indicating that Destin Daniel Cretton will direct the film. Since we can only guess, we're going to assume Kang will merge the MCU with other realities to form a new sacred timeline or something like that. Maybe he will create a battle world which will lead to the next Avengers movie, Secret Wars, but more on that later. And at number 9 is Blade. Feige stunned the 2019 Comic-Con viewers by announcing Mahershala Ali will be the MCU's version of Blade, but D23 seemed to feature an absence of any kind of information regarding the Daywalker at all. Although we did get information about Werewolf by Night, adding more to the darker, mystical, and monstrous side of the MCU that is seemingly being built upon. What we do know, however, is that Stacey Osei-Kuffour signed on to write the project, and Feige admitted that it will be a PG-13 affair, which is slightly upsetting, but I suppose the MCU is very different in tone from the old Wesley Snipes R-rated Blade movies. In July of 2021, word broke indicating Bassem Tariq will direct the picture, and in November of 2021, Delroy Lindo emerged as the second person cast for the film. Although it is unclear who he will play, fans suspect it will be Jamal Afari, who in the comics is the man who raised and mentored Blade. Aaron Pierre also joined the cast in February in an apparently highly coveted unknown role. Production is expected to begin in August, and Blade did make a disembodied appearance in Eternals, stopping Dane Whitman, played by Kit Harington, from grabbing the ebony blade. The film is set to release on November 3rd, 2023. Hey, if you guys are enjoying this content so far, make sure you nerds smack that subscribe button to join us here at Top 10 Nerd. I could always use more friends. Number 8, the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. This may be a less cared about addition to the MCU, but there is no denying it's coming this holiday season. The special was filmed alongside Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and is set to stream prior to the film's release. James Gunn wrote and directed the special, which I pray to the one above all will nod to and take influence from the Star Wars Holiday Special. That was awesome. Obviously, there are no details on this side project, but let's hope for a Guardians-style song and dance. According to Gunn, the special will be set between Thor: Love and Thunder and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. In August of 2021, he also revealed that the special is in canon and will feature details leading into Volume 3. I just want some wholesome Guardians family moments. That's all I'm asking for. Number 7, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. On that note, obviously there is a whole Guardians of the Galaxy movie that was completely absent from D23. So what do we know? Well, Peter Quill is still heartsick for Gamora, who has emerged as the leader of the Ravagers. That romance leaves the Guardians vulnerable. Meanwhile, Rocket's origins suddenly become very important as the High Evolutionary, who is played by Chukwudi Iwuji, makes his presence known, which is huge. On top of that, Adam Warlock, played by Will Poulter, has finally emerged from his cocoon seen in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I was kinda surprised he didn't show up in Infinity Saga, but there was a lot going on already, so I'll forgive that. Gunn told the Comic-Con 2022 audience that the film is the conclusion to the story he began telling in the very first Guardians film, so that means it will all come to an end. Production began in November of 2021, with Gunn releasing a photo of the cast which included the surprise reveal of Iwuji. Dave Bautista, Vin Diesel, Bradley Cooper, Karen Gillan, Palm Clementine, Sean Gunn, and Sylvester Stallone will all return as their various Guardian characters. Filming was completed in May, with Bautista noting it was emotional to say goodbye to Drax and the experience overall. In June, word surfaced indicating Nico Santos is also among the cast, and at the subsequent 2022 Comic-Con panel, Gunn revealed Maria Bakalova as Cosmo the Space Dog. Guardians 3 will be releasing on May 5th, 2023. Number 6, Deadpool 3 and Mutants. While Deadpool's humor isn't exactly exactly in keeping with the MCU's kid-friendliness, turns out Bob's Burgers writers Lizzie Molyneux Loughlin and Wendy Molyneux are scripting the third film, bringing him into the MCU, and we have absolutely no idea what's going to be happening. There is speculation that Deadpool will be the introduction of the X-Men, but why they haven't been mentioned at all so far, I'm not really sure, as I'm sure they will make a big splash. I'm assuming he will be coming from an alternate universe, but then again, his fourth wall breaking abilities mean it could literally happen in any way. And that makes sense. It's really exciting for me. Although concrete plot details are completely unknown, Feige admitted in early 2021 that the film was in development and will be R-rated, which we love to hear. But production would not begin until 2022. In March 2022, Free Guy and the Adam Project director Sean Levy agreed to direct the picture. Deadpool and Deadpool 2 writers Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick also returned at that time to further develop the script, so I guess just stay tuned. Number 5, the Wonder Man series. News broke in June of 2022 that the Wonder Man project is indeed a Disney Plus show. In the comics, Simon Williams is the son of a wealthy industrialist whose company falls on hard times due to competition from Tony Stark's Stark Industries. Williams then accepts an offer from villain Baron Zemo that gives him ionic superpowers, including super strength and durability. After fighting the Avengers a bunch of times, Wonder Man ultimately joined their ranks. Also, in the comics, his brain patterns were used to create Vision, and he had a romance with Scarlet Witch, so I don't know if that's gonna happen, but it could happen. But I don't know if it's gonna happen. Ben Kingsley will also actually be reprising his role of Trevor Slattery, and the film will apparently be a Hollywood satire, so that's interesting. Andrew Guest will serve as head writer on the program, with Destin Daniel Cretton, who directed and co-wrote Shang Chi, acting as an executive producer and co-creator. He may also direct a few episodes provided it does not conflict with his Avengers commitments. Production might begin in 2023, but we don't know. Coming in at number 4 is Spider-Man 4. Around the same time as Spider-Man No Way Home's theatrical release, Kevin Feige confirmed Marvel Studios and Sony are already developing a 4th MCU Spider-Man film. Producer Amy Pascal indicated in early December of 2021 that a second trilogy was in the works, so that's 4, 5, and 6, but Sony Pictures CEO Tom Rothman seemed to disagree at No Way Home's Los Angeles premiere. The end of No Way Home makes it clear Peter Parker, played by Tom Holland, has more to do in the MCU, and with a fresh start that sees him in a more classic Spider-Man setting. I personally would love to see reporter Peter Parker finally again. Please do that. In the meantime, of course, he still needs to clear Spider-Man's name and get some vestige of his life back. Also, there is that piece of Venom that was left behind in Mexico, but unfortunately, none of this showed up at D23 at all, so we have no idea. Number 3, Agatha, Coven of Chaos. This one kind of really surprised me, given how much hype is behind it at this time. This series will see Catherine Hahn return as the incredibly likable yet incredibly sinister Agatha Harkness. I'm assuming and hoping that she will restore her powers and possibly have another fight with Wanda, but Wanda is just a whole other story given what happened to the Scarlet Witch in Multiverse of Madness. I've also seen speculation that this will finally be the show to introduce Mephisto, which would be cool to see given all the previously mentioned mystical monster stuff that's going on in the background of the MCU. WandaVision's Jack Schaefer will once again serve as head writer, so maybe the series will stick with the whole WandaVision classic TV theme, but I'd personally like to see something new, no offense. At the 2022 Comic-Con presentation, Feige unveiled the series' proper title and release window of winter 2023 or 2024. Coming in at number 2 is Shang Chi 2. A lot of established heroes showed absolutely no face at D23, and while I did wonder where the heck Moon Knight was at, my bigger question, and the one that I've been wondering since his introduction, is where the frick is Shang-Chi? His movie was so good, and he's just gone completely MIA ever since. Early in December of 2021, reports suggested director Destin Daniel Cretton will return to direct the Shang-Chi sequel and develop other projects for Disney and Marvel, including Wonder Man and the Avengers. Presumably, Simu Liu and Awkwafina will return as Shang-Chi and Katie. Also, with Wong basically keeping the MCU together right now, hopefully he will appear in some capacity. The post-credit scene for that movie showed that the Ten Rings are sending a signal into space, and I'm assuming that will lead to something something happening on Earth. But what? Tell me. Like, I want to know. Readers of the recent Shang-Chi comics may wonder if the Five Weapons Society will be introduced, but with word that Cretton will direct the next Avengers film, it is totally possible that the Shang-Chi sequel will end up on the back burner for some time. I hope not though. I really hope not. And in at number 1 is Secret Wars. The last film to not really show up at D23 is Avengers Secret Wars. Honestly, with all the films that have yet to come out and all the things that could potentially happen in those films, I'm not totally surprised by this. Secret Wars will be the end of Phase 6 and the multiverse saga, and details of this film's plot and cast and all that jazz will likely include spoilers, so I kinda don't even want to know. That being said, let me tell you what we do know. The title shares its name with comic events that saw different versions of a place called Battle World, where literally all the major characters are put together. One time was thanks to the Beyonder, and the other time was thanks to the Beyonders, and mainly Doctor Doom, who we think might be played by Henry Cavill, and I am so ready for that, oh my god. I'm assuming this Secret Wars will have a battle world, and I'm assuming it will be formed by Kang the Conqueror's actions in Kang War, but we won't know until November 7th, 2025. Alright nerds, those were all the titles missing from D23. Be sure to let me know your thoughts down below. I've been Adam Andrews, this is Top 10 Nerd, and until next time, stay safe and peace out nerds.